This family travels all over this country with their horses and all the different ceremonies and memorials that we have conducted throughout the year on the war trail through the summer of 1877. They've been to all the battlefields. They raise these horses themselves. They also put on camps for children to learn how to ride and take care of the horse. So at this time, the Wahpeton drum is going to recognize them with a song. The riders are going to parade their horses. They're going to be coming down. As far as photographs or everything,
donor-supported nonprofit that connects people to place through art and education. Completing the 5th Confluence site is a major milestone in the history of this ambitious project. The Confluence site begins 438 miles that way at the mouth of the Columbia River, where Chinook people have lived and fished since time immemorial, and Lewis and Clark reached the end of their long journey. And like all the Confluence sites, it is also where people from throughout the Columbia River system have gathered and traded, including the Namipu, the Nez Perce people. The 2nd Confluence site is at Fort Vancouver, which also has very special significance to the Nez Perce people. The Confluence land bridge there reconnects that community to the river. It's also where the U.S. cavalry came during the flight of 1877, and where members of the Red Heart Band were held prisoner. Just last month, many of us gathered there with Chief Red Heart's family to commemorate that difficult time and remind ourselves how far we've come toward reconciliation. The 3rd Confluence site is where the Sandy and Columbia Rivers converge, traditional hunting grounds and gathering grounds for Columbia River people. And the 4th site is at the confluence of the Snake and Columbia Rivers, now known as Sacagawea State Park, where Plateau people gathered and traded long before Lewis and Clark happened through the neighborhood in 1805. And that brings us here, to the 5th Confluence site at Chief Timothy Park, along the banks of the Snake River, a few miles down from its confluence with the Clearwater River. This is where Chief Timothy lived out his life with the Alpoa band of Nez Perce people. We are gathered on sacred ground. 10 years ago, Nez Perce elders, many of whom are here today, that we are honored that they are here again 10 years later, came to bless this place. Finally, through persistence, patience, and perseverance, and with the help of a whole lot of people, the Confluence Listening Circle is here. We are gathered in Nez Perce homelands. The Namipu have always been here, and they will always be here when all of us individually are long gone. And today we honor the Nez Perce people and pay respect and say thank you for welcoming us here. Of now, the history that brought you to that moment, and what that moment means for the future still. In the next hour, we're going to hear from many speakers, and we have a great program for you.